Okay, I'd like to introduce you to our first presenter. It's Ed Lanfranco. He's a writer, which goes well with being in Southern California. However, Ed worked for 20 years in China, leading into 2009. He gained a great deal of insight when he was the foreign correspondent and bureau chief for United Press International in Beijing. So unsurprisingly, he's going to share with us a Chinese item. I won't steal from what he wants to say about it, other than to say that it's modern and it's a jigsaw puzzle map. Over to you, Ed.
You might be muted. Let's see. Where is he?
You're muted.
Oh, I see.
Am I okay now?
Yeah, you're good now.
You are.
Okay, great. You muted me.
I didn't.
Oh, it's all right. Well, I'll start again. Good morning from Southern California, where I'm pleased to say it's not snowing today. Good afternoon and good evening to you listening and watching worldwide. Thank you for that kind introduction. My presentation today is an elementary show and tell. It's about maps for children, jigsaw maps. And since China is a bit of an enigma, it works in well that jigsaw maps can tell us quite a bit about the educational process in China and what is being conveyed information-wise on maps. So without further ado, let's go to slide 1. Okay, this is the front of, I'm showing 2 maps that I collected during my travels in Beijing as a reporter. I'm not sure exactly where I picked these up, but these are from either medium or small sized towns in China. These aren't from Beijing or Shanghai or any of the major cities, but whenever I would go on assignment somewhere, I would go to what's known as the Xinhua bookstore, the New China bookstore. Every town in China has one, and I would go just to get a sense of what was on offer. And whenever I saw maps, or in this case, jigsaw maps, I only recall seeing them twice, I would buy them. So this first one is, it's an object, the composition of the object is, it's a laminate with metal, paper, and cardboard. It's slightly bowed outward and is still in the original plastic shrink wrap from the time of acquisition, which is 2002, 2003. The top center is the symbol and flag for the People's Republic of China. And then in the bottom left-hand corner, it says that it's, I'm sorry, the top left-hand corner, it says that it is a hands-on China map and magnetic combination. Then in the bottom left corner, the puzzle piece is an index that says that the red dots say provincial administrative centers and the bold lines are rivers. In the center is a 26-piece children's jigsaw map of China cut into different colored provinces. The Chongqing municipality, which is the one in blue in the middle there, lower, there, that one. That is a city called Chongqing, which has a municipality status. Unlike Beijing, Tianjin, and Shanghai, it has its own piece. And it should be noted that Taiwan is a piece of the Chinese puzzle. And then on the right side, top to bottom, you have the Macau flag and emblem, then the Hong Kong flag and emblem, and then the inset map without the dotted line is all the territory in the South China Sea that the Chinese claim as theirs. Next map. Now this is the back side of this map, and it shows the 56 different minority peoples or ethnicities, I should say, in China, most of which are minority peoples, with the Han, who we typically think of as Chinese, comprising about 93% of the 1.4 billion people that live in China. So the 56 groups are there with 38 women and 18 men clad in indigenous costume. There's the white part in the center there is a cardboard stand, so you can stand it up with the minorities in the back. Now on the left-hand side bottom, it says 56 nationalities, 56 hybridizations. Below that, the two columns say the Chinese nation has many brothers, that's on the left, and that 56 families can make songs on the right. Then it lists below the 56 nationalities by their name. Now, insofar as metadata for this, it's from the China Cartographic Publishing House, edited the map that was created. Two Beijing companies were involved in printing production, and it was distributed by the Xinhua bookstores. It was first published in May 2005, with the fourth printing in 2006. So I got this at that time, possibly in the city of Qingdao. And the cost, it was 16.8 yuan, which is the US dollar equivalent at the time of February 2006 of $2.02. So that's map number one. Map number two. Okay, this is a little, okay, so that first map was for, children who are perhaps in first or second grade. This map is a little more advanced. It's for kids at an, that are older, probably third, fourth, fifth grade. And again, it's a map of China. The object has a standard map legend inset on the bottom left corner and an inset on the bottom right showing China's claims to the South China Sea, including this time the 9-dash line, which is also known as the cow's tongue because of its shape. The writing at the very bottom of the map outside of the neat line and the edge of the object says that the title of the map is China Political Areas, that's at the top, in the center there, and this is down below. This is all the information. It says that it was edited by the Xi'an Cartographic Publishing House, Xi'an being where the terracotta warriors are. It also gives the address and postal code for the publishing house. It lists its dimensions as 787 by 1092 millimeters. An enigmatic 1 to 1/8 scale, something about that, but I haven't quite figured that out. And that it was first published in 2000. This is the one from 2002, and in February, and second printing was in February. And this map originally sold for 12.8 yuan, which was the equivalent at the time of $1.55. Now the writing on the around the neat line is the names of the provinces, and then in parentheses the abbreviations used for them. And then and then on the very right you'll see some writing. It reads left to right, not up and down. Oh, it goes top to bottom, but with Chinese you could read left to right or right to left. In this case, it's left to right, and it's a series of questions that it asks. The first one being, how many political units comprise the country, with an answer of 34, 25 provinces, 5 special autonomous regions, 4 municipalities, and 2 special administrative regions. The second question asks the area of China, which is 6.9 million square kilometers. The third question asks how many countries border China, with an answer of 15 countries by land, but they're not listed by name. It also gives the length of the land boundaries at over 22,000 kilometers. It adds that China borders the Yellow Sea, the East Sea, the South Sea, and the Sea of Japan. And then the fourth question at the bottom of those is it asks the reader to identify some of China's famous national historic sites, and answers. There's many answers, and it includes the Forbidden City and the Guilin Stone Forest, among others. Okay, backside. What am I doing here? Oh, 8 minutes.
Yeah.
All right. The backside. It shows the national flags of each country are listed, and its flags are organized by continent and then alphabetically by their pinyin lettering. Pinyin being the transliteration of Chinese characters into Roman alphabet from A to Z. The one exception is at the top left corner, where Asia begins with China, not Afghanistan. That's the Afghani flag next to it. For the European section, okay, the remaining continental order begins, here's how they begin. Europe begins with Ireland. Africa starts with Cape Verde. The Pacific states start with Papua New Guinea. North America starts with Antigua and Barbuda, and South America begins with Argentina. So this is the backside. It gives some knowledge of the various countries around the world, but China comes first on China's map. And up at the top there, it says world national flags by country. And with that, I'll take any questions if anybody wants to know about them.
Ed, that is perfect. I've got you on 6:13 at the moment on my thing, leaving 2 minutes for questions. A question about Tibet, Ed.
Sure.
Firstly, was that one of the places that was given a lady in costume?
Yes.
And do they treat it on the map in any particular fashion?
Tibet is not one of the provinces of China. It's what's known as a Zizhichu, or special autonomous region. There are several of those. Xinjiang, which has been in the news for the repression of the Uyghurs, is known as a special autonomous region. Tibet is a special autonomous region. There's a part in central China called Ningxia, which is made up of Muslim people. That's also a special autonomous region. Basically, these are, they have in theory, the same rights as a province, when in fact they're basically territories occupied by the Han.
All right. Thank you very much, Ed. Well, what memories. I went through Chongqing on the way to Lhasa in Tibet with my wife a few years ago. Well, here we are on time, and we all also have a full complement of speakers now. So we're going to stay disciplined, and I'm now going to introduce you to Martin van Brouwen.